Hello everyone, I am Piyush. Welcome to my channel. In this video, let's see my budget for the month of May 2023 and how I performed according to my budget. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. If you are new to this channel, I make budget videos and I show how I performed according to my budget because I know that it's very important to create a budget and stick to it because it's really easy to overspend when you are in the US. I have seen people spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on shopping, whether it's on shoes, clothes, buying some fancy gadgets, electronics, etc. So I think this is an important thing for all the youngsters out there to create a budget, stick to it and try to follow some discipline. I'm not saying that you should cut back on your expenses. This is the time to enjoy your life, but at the same time you should be thinking long term because you still have 40, 50 or more years to live and you can't just spend all of your money in your 20s and then stay broke throughout your life. So now let's look at my budget for the month of May 2023. The first category in my budget is rent. This will be a major constituent of your budget if you are not staying at your family's place. So for me, I am renting a private bedroom with a private bathroom in Los Angeles. I am currently in my internship. I negotiated this place for $930 per month. I won't spend much time on this because this is highly variable on the place you are staying, whether you are sharing your place or you want to stay alone. There are a lot of factors contributing to your rent, so I will just stick to my rent, that is $930 per month. You can create your budget according to your rent, so the first category should be rent. The second component is utilities. Many apartments have utilities included. For my apartment, I have every utility included except the electricity, and in electricity the bill comes after every 2 months, so I don't have the bill for this month yet. That's why I haven't put any amount, but I have budgeted $50 per month, which I think is sufficient for utilities. It's definitely under $50, but for the higher side I have considered it as $50 per month. Again, as I don't have the bill for this month, I will keep it as zero and adjust it in the next month. The third category in my budget is groceries. This is a really important component of my budget because I don't want to eat out all the time, as first it is unhealthy and second it is very expensive. So I have set aside a budget of $150 per month for groceries, which includes everything that I buy for groceries. That might be rotis, that might be rice, that might be potatoes, onions, tomatoes, or any other fruits that I buy. So this is a rough range. Sometimes I go above that, sometimes I go below that, but I think 150 on an average is a good range to consider. Again, it depends on the state. In California the prices are high, so I think 150 for almost every state should be more than sufficient. For the month of May 2023, my total spending for groceries was $158.61 as opposed to the $150 that I set out. I am around $8.61 over the budget that I set out, but again I'm not too hard on myself because this is just to stay disciplined and just track my money so that I know where my money is actually going, so that I stick to my budget and don't spend carelessly. The fourth category in my budget is insurance. This will be a minor category of your budget, so you don't have to worry that much. This is the renter's insurance that you have to get when you rent out an apartment. You can expect anywhere from $5 to $10 per month depending on the insurance provider that you have. For me, as this is my sublease, my original leaseholder is paying for the insurance and I don't have to pay anything for this, so I will put the amount as zero for this month. The fifth component in my budget is my personal favorite, that is traveling. I love traveling out. Many people might think that I keep budgeting so I'm frugal, I might not be traveling out, but that's the exact opposite. I travel a lot. I have been to many states in the US. This month was no different because one of my friends who is doing a job in UK came to the US for his vacations and even I joined him, so we traveled various places in the US. We started with Los Angeles, we went to San Francisco, we came back to Los Angeles and then flew to New York for our friend's 25th birthday. So that was a great trip for me. We didn't pay for any hotel because we had our friends staying there. So we stayed at our friend's apartment and then we went to various places in the cities. In spite of traveling to the most expensive cities in the US, it didn't have a big dent on our wallet because we budgeted our trip well in advance. We made sure that we don't spend too much, and at the same time we made sure that we will enjoy the trip as much as we can. I will make a separate video on itineraries for New York and San Francisco. For traveling, I have set aside a budget of $300 per month, which I think is sufficient. Whether you want to travel to any place in the US by flight, by car, you want to rent a car and go out, $300 is more than sufficient for your traveling needs. For the month of May 2023, due to traveling a lot, I spent $334.05 as opposed to the $300. Again, I'm tracking my money, so I'm not harsh on myself. I had a great time in San Francisco and New York, so I definitely don't regret it. But yeah, I was over budget by around $30 for my traveling category. The sixth category in my budget is eating out. Though I prefer cooking at home most of the times, I sometimes want to eat outside for my taste buds so that I try something new, whether it's new cuisine or some fancy restaurants. I have set aside a budget of $150 per month so that I can try new dishes and don't just get bored of cooking at home. So for some people this might be a big amount, for some people it might be a small amount, but make sure you create a budget because eating out is really tempting. Whenever you go outside, it's really easy to tap your credit card and get something to eat. But try cooking at home most of the time. It's okay to eat outside sometimes, but don't let it become your habit. As opposed to my budget of $150 per month, for the month of May, I spent $159.94 to be exact. We tried new dishes such as lobster in Los Angeles. We also went to some clubs in New York. So this includes all those expenses. I was over budget around $10 for this. But I would not recommend you to cut back on every expenses and not eating out. You should definitely eat out, but just make sure that you are under control. The seventh category in my budget is miscellaneous expenses. This includes all the expenses that can't be categorized in any of the categories I mentioned above. I have set aside a budget of $300 per month for these expenses. For the month of May 2023, I went to a concert by Honey Singh. You can see my video here. That was a great concert held in Los Angeles. I really enjoyed it. My spending for miscellaneous expenses was $184.84 as opposed to the $300 set out. So I was under budget around $120 for this, which was a great thing. Again, as you can see, I don't cut back on expenses. I travel out, I go to concerts, I even eat out, but I make sure that I stick to a budget and try to follow it as much as I can. So my total spending for all the categories for this month was $1,767 as opposed to the budget set out at $1,890, which means I was under budget by around $123, which is again a great thing considering the fact that I was over budget in some categories such as traveling out and eating. So this thing keeps me motivated that I can spend, I can travel out, I can eat and go to various places and still be under budget. No matter what part of the world you are staying in, you can definitely create a budget according to your spending and make sure you follow it. This is the best financial habit that you can have for yourself. So make sure you start budgeting if you haven't already. Comment down how does your budget look like. Let me know if you have any other queries. Like and subscribe my channel if you find my content useful. Thank you again for watching this video. Until next time.